Hello, everyone. Today, we are honored to host Captain Himanshu Kadri, a former officer of the Judge Advocate General's Department of the Indian Army, who secured All India Rank 2 in the JAG Entry 2023, one of the most competitive legal entries into the armed forces. Captain Kadri is a law graduate from Christ University, Bengaluru, and also holds a postgraduate diploma in defense management and strategic studies from the University of Madras. During his tenure in the Indian Army, he served in leadership roles such as lieutenant and later as a captain, handling core military legal functions such as disciplinary proceedings, court martial related work, investigations, compliance, and statutory frameworks, and advising commanding officers on complex legal and operational issues. With his experience in leadership, conflict management, legal advisory, and compliance, combined with the discipline and ethos of the armed forces, Captain Kadri's journey offers invaluable insights for young lawyers who aspire to serve the nation through law. Welcome, Captain Kadri. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you so much, Ritu, and thank you for that intro which you have given. Quite exhaustive, but very nice. Thank you so much.
Honor, so it's our honor. So to start with, Captain, what motivated you to choose the JAG core over traditional litigation or corporate law? And at what stage of law school did you decide to prepare for it?
So, Ritu, like motivation would be there was this movie which had come in Bollywood, Laksh.
Lakshay. Laksh, sorry, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Laksh, either way. So, yeah, that was one big motivating factor. Especially last semester of law school, बहुत बार देख लिया. I'd
Right.
seen it continuously again and again. So, just to keep me myself motivated. And then, yes, one more reason why I can think is me being a second gen officer. Second gen, sorry. As
Hmm.
in, my father is also serving in the armed forces that time. So I used to see
Oh.
him from childhood only, wearing uniform. So somewhere that thing was always there. I have to wear that uniform at least, even if it's for a limited period of time.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was the motivation. So like back in 11th, 12th, I was not aware that non-science people can also appear for NDA and just get into it. But one thing
Yeah.
led to another. I did law. Then I realized, yeah, there's an opening here as well. Might as well try it. So yes, last semester I decided, I somewhat made up my mind that I'll join. So yes, that's how it started.
Nice. And could you walk us through the complete application process for the JAG entry, eligibility criteria, timelines, and documents that the law graduate must be careful about?
Hmm. So one of the main major eligibility criteria is that you have to be an Indian citizen.
Hmm.
One. Second, your marital status should be single. That means unmarried, correct?
Right.
Next, your age should be somewhere between 21 to 27.
Okay.
Okay, next, 55% marks is the minimum qualifying. So
In
if you
your
have done
law.
a yes,
Okay.
3-year law course, so after your undergraduation, 3 years, if you have done an integrated one, fair enough. 55% is the baseline. And
Okay.
during our time, we didn't have that CLAT PG score thing, but now they've started it. So
Yes.
yes, that is also a very important parameter for anyone who is looking into this particular branch of Indian Army. Now,
Hmm.
moving on to the timelines. So, Ritu, I would like to highlight that in a year, there are 2 semesters, 2 terms which take place in OTA Chennai. So, twice people are being inducted for training. So, similarly, the 2 times JAG notification comes out. So, for
Okay.
September, somewhere the notification for the September term will come out in the same year, but in the month of January. So I'm just relating it with my this thing, what exactly had happened. So January I decided to apply.
Hmm.
Then somewhere later my application got accepted. Then I was called in. I was given an
Hmm.
option. So there's this process called shortlisting, right? So once this many people apply, so they get shortlisted. So yes, I was shortlisted. I was given a slot to opt for an SSP timeline.
Hmm.
So it can be
Hmm.
somewhere in May, June. I think you were also telling me you had also applied,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
You would have
Yes.
gone through the
Correct.
same
I think
process.
in one slot itself, there are more than 500 people who apply, if I'm not wrong,
Up.
for one
Yes,
slot. And I think for
yes,
the men's category, they do at least three slots, right?
Yeah, you know the best.
Yeah.
I only,
Yeah. So
yes,
yeah, in
I
one
never
entry,
paid that much
it's very
attention.
difficult. Yes, yes. One slot, there are more than 450 people who come in one
Yeah.
slot, in men's category especially.
So in the year 2019, Jan, I had applied. May I
Mm.
graduated. So then I appeared for SSB in the month of June. So I took the last, I think, slot. And then, yes, the whole process of SSB, then you get, you know, like you make it to the merit list, and that's how it goes. Yes. And documents, I think one of the major documents is your marks card, your PAN, your Aadhaar, all these documents that prove your citizenship. You know? And
Mm.
apart from that, one of I think bar enrollment is also a major
Yes.
criteria. I think that
Yes.
is somewhat, it's because it has to satisfy Section 2 of the Advocates Act, if I'm not wrong. Please correct
Yes.
me. Am
Yes.
I
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So your college from where you're graduating needs to be recognized by the Bar Council of India.
Absolutely. Yes.
Then only you can become an advocate there. So that is one of the ground criteria why we want the organization wants
Mm.
in
Right.
the similar lines. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We can proceed to the next.
Yeah, and as candidly you mentioned the SSB, for our viewers, let me just tell you, SSB is a 5-day process, and for everyone who thinks it's very easy, it's not. I think you will elaborate much better on it, but SSB, those 5 days are going to be very interesting days of your lives also, but very difficult also. And you secured AIR 2 in the JAG entry. How did you prepare for the SSB interview while specifically being from a legal and personality assessment perspective?
Okay, Ritu. So yeah, so as I told you, last semester I started preparing. One of the I think essential thing when we are preparing for a competitive exam, we need to prepare our GK, general knowledge, and current
Mm,
affairs, which is very important,
yeah, yeah.
irrespective of where you are going, which entry you are going. So,
Mm,
for those who are interested or viewers, I will suggest that see, you might go for any entry, but the SSP remains the same.
mm.
So, you have to prepare from the point of view of SSP. So, you being a lawyer or not a lawyer is a secondary aspect. What they are looking at is how much are you fit for the organization.
Ah,
So, they
right.
So you might have heard of something called OLQs, officer like qualities.
Yes, yes,
So you can just Google it out.
right.
So those 15 parameters are somewhat they look into like leadership and initiative, cooperation, something like that of that sort. So yes, how did I prepare for SSB interview? So yeah, my personal story is like yeah, I finished my final exam. After that, no looking back. I just
Mm,
went behind it. Like it was a hunger. इससे ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं है. Like there's nothing, no shortcut as such. If you want something, you have to go
mm,
behind it. Yes, personality assessment, as I said, 15 OLQs. So, but
mm,
then I also would like to tell you that rato rat you cannot change your personality. It is something which is inherent in you. It is when you were born, how you were raised. And see, I was raised in probably an ideal environment. That's why I made it.
mm,
But then the other guy who was appearing did not make it. That doesn't mean he's wrong.
mm.
It is that it's certain parameter which the organization is looking for, right? So
Right,
yeah, so that's how it works.
right.
So
And
it
these
is more
days,
like a
sorry to cut you, but these days
yeah,
I think there
please.
are a lot of coaching centers also specifically train you for SSBs. There are I think ex JAG officers only and ex army people who are training, who have proper institutes for SSB training. So as you
So let
said,
me
right,
ask you this.
yeah.
In a coaching center, 100 people appear. Do you think all 100 make
Right.
it?
Yes, absolutely. No,
You're
as you said,
putting,
that's why I was saying that you're right that there's something called your inherent personality, and all
yes,
that those coaching centers can do is that give you an idea what those OLQs are. Because you're right
yeah.
in saying during those 5 days in SSB, the only thing that we hear in our head also and that we're told is that OLQs. Remember those OLQs. Whatever you
And
answer, whatever you speak, remember those OLQs. Yes.
not remember, it's like you cannot remember. It's inside you. You just cannot help it. That they'll find out because they have certain tests which are
Mm.
made to scratch you and see what exactly you are.
True,
And
true, true.
so viewers, I would also like to say that I'm a second generation. For me, it was much more harsher. I have been grilled very properly.
Yes.
I in the interview phase, yes, I've been grilled thoroughly because
Mm.
they don't want that nepotism to come in. It's
Yes,
not like my
yes.
birthright, I joined army. No, no, not
Yeah.
at all. So, like that.
Right. So yes, for those people also who had this misconception that, oh, all right, he's raised in that background, so it must have been easy for him. You're right. Even I have
Yeah, if that
seen
were the case, I would have
people
gone to
grill.
NDA making an AIR one.
Right. Right. No,
Yeah.
no, they're especially grilled because, as you said, the interviewers there have this, I don't know what mindset they have. They have, the special techniques to take out that from you. If you
Oh,
don't
you
have it
won't believe.
inherent in yourself.
I was asked a question, what's the difference between a T-90 and T-72? I was asked what sort of weapons are they? Even I didn't know properly, but somewhat I tried.
Wow.
Why? Because I've seen those things. Matlab, throughout your childhood, you wouldn't have paid attention, but somewhere you observed. So I was
Actually, I
asked.
wasn't.
Somewhat roughly, I answered, but
Nice. And what does the interview panel typically look for a law graduate? Academic excellence, personality traits, leadership qualities, or practical legal knowledge?
see, whenever you are joining any entries, no one is going to look into that. Everyone is going to look into how adaptive are you for the organization or how useful are you. That is one of the main things. So yes, academic excellence good enough, but it doesn't matter.
Mm,
I know.
mm,
It is. I'm not saying it should not be there. It should be there. Personality traits, yes. As I told you, OLQs again. Leadership
mm,
qualities, yes.
mm, mm,
Leadership qualities because see, even I was commissioned as a JAG officer, but I've served initial 1.5 years of infantry. पैदल सेना जिसको बोलते हैं
Oh,
आप. I
okay.
was deployed across line of actual control.
Mm,
And personally,
okay.
I have led men, which you might it will be very odd right now to listen. How is this a JAG officer doing it? Yes, we do it.
Oh, yes,
So
yes.
we
For
all
those, yes, yes, you're right. For those who have this misconception that no, once you clear JAG and you're inducted there, all you have to do is just sit in metropolitan cities and
not at
work
all.
your legal work. That's not the situation. That's right. You're right. You're right.
So
So
more
I'd
than
like for you to explain on that more further because for
yeah.
our viewers also, it's important to know the reality.
So yeah, practical legal knowledge you said, na? Practical legal knowledge, how will you know when you don't know the practical scenario?
Mm,
Practical scenario comes how? Why? How? Why? When you know the organization from grassroots level. So we serve our infantry not because we were trained in certain manner. The government is using us. It's not also not like that. It's because somewhere we have to understand
mm,
how the whole mechanism is working. Because applying law is the most very easy thing. Ritu, I'll tell you one section. You can apply it then and there.
mm,
But to understand what is going on, what would have happened, to understand the
right,
ground level, yes. Like not coming on a parade is also an offense.
right.
I tell you that you will apply it and he'll get sorted out. But someone who's come from that background, who's done that attachment, I might think not required. He might have
Mm,
a genuine case. There can be anything. Yes, it is an offense, but somewhere that reasonability should also be there, right? How will we
mm,
get that? It is nothing but exposure. So any JAG officer who comes into army, gets commissioned, he will or she will serve for a while.
mm,
I'll call this as a grassroots understanding. So for us, it is in infantry, and then for women, it is like engineers, signals, all those places. So they do
right.
also get a good level of understanding how this
Mm,
organization is working because the
yes.
structure remains the same. And this is the probably only branch of Indian Army where there are no, what do I say, NCOs, JCOs, other
Mm,
ranks. This is only filled with officers. But
right.
that officer, if he has to run this organization or help this organization, how will he know? He needs to
Mm.
understand the grassroots. Yes, so with a lot of pride, I'll say, yes, I did serve there for 1.5 years. I led men across harsh terrain. I learned a lot from them. You know, any officer who comes out from the army does come out with a bit of managerial experience in
Mm.
hand. But I might not know what you are studying there, but I know applying is somewhat similar.
Mm.
Yes.
Right. And I was going to ask you this only, once selected,
Mhm.
that is after SSB, there's a thing called recommended. So you get recommended. And what does that, training and induction process look like for a JAG officer? How different is it from regular military training?
So, Ritu, I got recommended, right? Immediately after that, medicals happened.
Mm.
So, I was medically fit also. After that, I waited for my final merit list, which came, I
Yes.
think, 2.5 months ago. Then, yes, out of the 21 and 23, I was in the top two. The seven was the vacancy. So then, yes, I got my joining letter. I joined OTA Chennai.
Okay.
So yes, they expect you certain minimal standards in terms of physical fitness. Like you should be able to run this much, this many
Mm.
push-ups and all these things, sit-ups,
Mm.
basic. So you can't go
Mm.
like one round ball there. It will be hard.
Mm.
Training will be hard. They will make sure you get commission, but उतना ही रगड़ा होगा फिर उतना ही घिसना पड़ेगा फिर आपको rather you get ready and come for the this thing the whole process, right? So yes, so now I told you one thing, that we
Mm.
served as an infantry officer initially,
Mm.
or some other arms and services for the ladies.
Mm.
So
Mm.
I think the training is no longer any different for both of us.
Right.
It is the same. मैं वही पिट्टू लेके भागा, वही वेपन लेके भागा 40 किलोमीटर थ्रू आउट द नाइट. आई हैव डन ऑल द सेम थिंग्स what the other person has done.
Right.
So this is how it is. अब
Yeah.
उसमें बस
I-
उसमें थोड़ा what will be different is one day you will be taught military law, थोड़ा थोड़ा सा, not as intense as how we go through. It is just for
Mm.
general understanding. That is the only thing.
Right. And as a JAG officer, what kind of legal work do you handle on a day-to-day basis?
Okay, so you get posted to a variety of formations,
Mm.
variety of different offices. Your charter changes place to place. If I'm
Mm.
someone who's posted in Delhi, okay, so I'm in the heart. So I'll be into policy, something regarding that. If I'm some,
Okay.
if I'm posted at a formation, now in my case, I was posted in a formation in RR, Russia Rifles. So this is
Mm.
specializes in counter-terrorism and counter-insurgency. So I was there. I was a staff officer to one of the
Mm.
main officers. So I used
Mm.
to give him advice, see what has to be done, what we should not do, है ना? Then
Mm.
disciplinary proceedings, and if there's any cases going on against the army or by the army,
Mm.
in
Ah.
by way of Union of India, right?
Mm.
So that
Mm.
also we
Mm.
keep a track. Then my last tenure was when I was handling as an OIC legal cell. So this was
Right.
quite a different appointment. Here I was more proactive rather than being just a support. So I
Mm.
was so I was handling Odisha High Court. So any cases that were filed against the army or the Union of India or by the Union of India, I have to look after it.
Mm.
So I have a proactive role here, right? I have to assess the councils. I have to get done the work. So even when you are filing a counter affidavit, you know the process. कहाँ से पूरा माल मसाला डाल के उसको ready करवा के sign करवा के you
Right.
have to again file it. And apart
Right.
from that, I was also called out for officiating other appointments. I was handling
Mm.
AFT. So you
Yes.
have an experience in principal
Right.
bench. I did a
Yes,
regional bench.
for our viewers,
Yes.
AFT is Armed Forces Tribunal that explicitly deal with the matters of armed forces. And he was appointed, as he just said, OIC's officer in charge of the legal set there to handle the Union of India matters. Yes.
Yeah. And then I also did a court martial. I was
Ah,
my so that was
the
a great
ultimate
honor.
Laksh experience.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, very lucky. Like you conduct a trial, the trial. It comes out in the form of a book. Ultimately, all the proceedings are there. So who has
Yes.
conducted? You have conducted. So that remains, and that becomes a document for
Yes.
future. And then it is more, if for other people who are still not understanding this, I'll say you're a bit of a judge, you're a bit of an advocate. General, to only the top two will become. But
Mhm.
yes, by the nature of appointments, yes, like I was an assistant advocate, sorry, assistant adjutant general legal. So yeah, that is one general you
Okay.
can think of it, or more like an in-house counsel as well.
In common legal parlance outside the army, yes, that's how we
Yes.
understand here. Yes.
Compliance also. We do look after compliance things also. Like if a court of inquiry document has come, we have to ensure that there is statutory compliance. You would have heard Army Rule
Hmm.
180 in your
Yes.
cases which you would have done. It's a very common thing, but then you have to
Yeah.
ensure that it's complied.
Yes.
So like
Yes.
that.
Yes. And can you explain the transfer and posting policy for JAG officers? How frequently does one get transferred, and how does it impact personal life?
Mm. So transfer and posting policy, it remains the same more or less for all the officers. 2 years you'll be
Mm.
at one place, one space,
Mm.
one field. If you have a certain exceptional case, you might ask for a different posting. That is purely internal. Yes. How frequently? Again, 2 years. How does it impact personal life? Yes, personal. So in my last 5 years, I had minimal interaction with my friends also. I've stayed at places where there was no network. I've stayed in isolated places. Then yes, when I came to final my departmental work, yes, there were places where network used to get cut. Why? Because there's something happening. Or you are at a place where you don't know anyone.
Right.
So yes, it does impact, but not much. If you're like in my case, from birth till now, I mean
Mm.
till last when I got released. Yes, I was born, raised, and transferred. Most of the time, the same thing happened. Meeting different people, changing school. So it was
Mm.
nothing new for me as such. Yes,
Right. It was common for you, but yes, for a person who's not had an army background, yes. For those
yes.
viewers, we just wanted to know. What does the salary structure, allowance, and overall benefit package look like for a JAG officer at the lieutenant and captain levels?
So there's something called Central Pay Commission, which gets
Hmm.
revised every, there's a span of time.
Tenure.
So right now it was seventh, now eighth is coming. So it is as per that. Your pay level will be starting from pay level 10. So yes, quite
Hmm.
good in all those things. But yes, फौज का नौकरी में even I didn't know this was the salary करके. I just joined for the like more for the passion of it, something like that.
Right. But yes, a lot of people also think about the pay package also because ultimately, yes, घर चलाना होता है. So yes, they
No,
have to.
that is
Yeah.
correct. That is also like I 100% agree with you. There's no doubt in that. Yes, that is also there. So yes, anyone who's looking from that perception, yes, why not? It's a good
Yeah.
package.
Yes,
So
it's a good
like
package.
if I were to place myself, as soon as I graduated, I joined army. So I was already
Hmm.
getting paid as opposed to my equivalents. But then
Yes.
yes, everyone has their own time. Everyone clicks.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
How does
yes.
pension work in the JAG Corps, and what is the minimum service period required to qualify for the long-term benefits?
So let me ask you, Armed Forces Tribunal Principal Bench, you would have handled pension cases, I'm sure.
Yes, sir. But for our
What is the
viewers,
minimum?
I'd like to reframe the question and ask, firstly, just explain what is the short service and what's the permanent commission, and I think then you may lead the answer, sir.
Okay, so I was just checking the notification, JAG notification. So the maximum term of engagement is 14 years. Then you have the 5 years, then you have the 10th year, 10 years. Yeah, I was a 5 year case. But then till 10 years, it is understood. After that, you can either opt for permanent commission. That
Yes,
is okay. That means you will be retained in the service. Second, you do a 4 years extra service. And then if you're not interested, you can get out at 10th year. This is
yeah.
how it works. So minimum qualifying for pension would be 20 years for any arms and services. There's not special thing is from JAG branch, kuch nahi hai. It is all the same.
Mm, right. But the benefits of a 14-year term or a 10-year term, can you differentiate a little?
Yes. So I came out in fifth year. I had an option to come out at 10th year as well.
Hmm.
So I'll tell you about myself. I joined at a young age. I joined
Hmm.
at 23. 23,
Yes.
I'm today till now by date 29. Last year I got released. December I was officially out. My
Mm.
postmates, they are more than 30 as of now.
Mm.
Correct. So who has the working potential outside? Even if I have to step outside.
Right.
It is that way.
Yes. And to just to add that there are a lot of people who are so passionate about JAG, and sometimes they don't get through say 3 or 4 SSBs, but they're still at it, and they are only determined to crack the SSB and just wear the uniform, as you said, once in their life. But yes, that does give them a disadvantage of being senior in age, and as you said, yes, when they come out, who will be at the more advantageous space to serve outside. But I think both have their own pros and cons.
That's
I
how we
think
look at it.
yes, because and right now, if you ask me, there are a lot of not just government services, there are a lot of MNCs also which actually give an advantage and benefit to the ex-army people, especially who served SSC. As you said, since JAG also requires a lot of managerial qualities, so that is what these MNCs also, and these government offices otherwise also, they look at it. So yes, for the viewers, it's nothing. It's there's nothing called a con in being an ex JAG, but I think
Ritu,
there's always a pro.
I would say it's more like a personal assessment of how you are looking
Uh,
at it, how you're weighing it for your own self when you're coming
mm,
out. So my whole logical thinking was this only. Yeah, see, 10th year is more like do or die. Rather get out at 5th year because I've done my 5 years.
right,
So that particular, what should I say? Like a
right.
checkpoint I've already done.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you get out at fifth year, 10th year, 14th, or whichever year, there's always a pro to it.
Yeah.
Always a pro to being an ex JAG, is what I believe. That's what I've
Mhm.
seen around me also. So, what promotion avenues exist within the legal branch of the army?
It is the same. There's nothing new. It is the same for the other arms and services in the same manner. Yes. Up to the rank of lieutenant colonel, it is time scale. Means there is a certain duration which you have to serve, and then you'll be promoted to the next rank. Correct.
Right.
Yes. From lieutenant colonel, there's a jump. From there, you jump to colonel. So it is purely based on your merits. Correct. But there have been times like people who are lieutenant colonel, but they don't become colonel, but they serve for a certain duration, that is 26 years, right? So they become colonel, but uska alag hai. It will not be the same as the other colonel, but that is the last. And then
Mm.
for the person who has become a colonel from his own merits, he'll pick the next rank up. Now in JAG branch, the senior most rank is as of now is Major General.
Right. And can you explain how you go to Major General in JAG? Because it's for viewers, it might
I
sound
can
very
only explain
easy.
you till captain now, but yes.
Yes, please. Please do.
I get commission. I get commissioned as a lieutenant, do tara, right? 2 stars.
Mm.
After that, a duration of I think 2 years, 6 months. I pick up the next rank. Similarly, other ranks. So
Mm.
yes, yeah. As far as tasking is concerned, nothing. Being a JAG officer, that's one of the merits of being a JAG officer. With a small rank, you will be posted at a formation where you will see only generals also.
Right.
So there was a time also after my infantry, I came down for a short attachment of 6 months, right? So I was posted at a formation because that is where we were learning the JAG work. So we used to interact with a lot of senior officers also. We were like
Mm.
those kids roaming around LKG, UKG type.
Right.
And this privilege is only for us,
Right.
generally, the JAG officers.
That's true. Can you explain, after, as we discussed before, also after completing service in the army, what kind of career opportunities open up? For example, in corporate compliance, litigation, arbitration, or in-house legal roles?
So Ritu has a JAG officer. There's no straight jacket for this, but we have touched some aspects of everything.
Mm.
Compliance, research, है ना, a bit of
Mm.
arbitration, mediation,
Right.
and litigation for sure, because I have also argued in front of the courts. It has
Mm.
happened. I've also addressed the court. I've also presented my point to the honorable bench. So anyone who's watching from a very recruiter point of view, we are like master of none but jack of all. Somewhat, we will know everything, but we will not know everything properly. So that's one advantage, you know. And
Mm.
I will say, given our service, there's slight amount of dedication to our work, which we always do. There's a certain
Mm.
amount of discipline which comes into picture. So punctuality. So all these things are the
Mm.
qualities which, wherever we go, we apply that. And then, yes, I was talking about research. There have been cases I was handling. All of a sudden, one night I have to read up on something new. The next I have to be ready. So
Mm.
this has also happened.
Mm.
So you never know what is going to happen. So just a small, like something I want to share off the topic. There was a time I was handling a high profile case also.
Okay.
So all of a sudden it's all new for me, but have to be abreast with everything.
Mm.
And then yes, I did assist that formation command, and due to which an order was passed by the High Court also. I
Oh.
did assist in the whole petition filing. Then there was a guideline which had come out from the High Court. So you never know from where. And the fun part was, my face was everywhere for a while for with regard to that issue, to the extent that
Mm.
people thought I was a victim, but I was not. But my
Ah.
face came everywhere. So
Okay.
this is like, yeah, you never know what is going to happen next. So we have to be ready with everything. Someday legal research, something legal writing, someday you never know. I think being in army, we have to be ready with the next, whatever will happen. So that is something we've inculcated in our training
Mm.
as well, in our work also. It is
Mm.
not army law all the time. There have been laws which all of a sudden I have to open the book and see and apply.
Right.
You never know.
Right. And finally, what concrete advice would you give to a first or a second year law student who dreams of joining the JAG Corps? What should they start doing today to realistically prepare for this path?
Okay, so फर्स्ट एंड सेकेंड ईयर लॉ स्कूल तुमको अभी पता भी नहीं होगा ढंग से इफ आई वेर टू से इन दैट वे यू विल बी पैशनेट टू जॉइनिंग
Mm.
लॉ बट देन आई विल सॉरी द जैक ब्रांच बट देन आई विल ऑलवेज टेल देम टू एक्सप्लोर अदर एरियाज एज वेल. This is
Mm.
very important. Why? Because you can't stick to this all the time. That I have to do this. I myself, I'm one of those. If you see my internships, which have no head and tail for what I was doing for a while, I was into mining. I wrote a dissertation on that only. I
Oh.
was handling IPR at one time. I was handling election laws. So I would say go everywhere, man. Just walk. Just watch. If I were to tell you, army law is a very small law. It is only
Mm.
applicable to army and a bit of court AFT. वो कहीं
Right.
applicable नहीं है, right? Walk into other fields. You might discover something. But yes, if you are seriously like you want to get inside army, you are not thinking anything. I would say start with that OLQs.
Mm.
So there's one more thing. Like I think last semester, I was a class CR also.
Oh.
So once you are a class
It,
CR, it is not a very great achievement, I'll say, but you learn certain intricacies of leadership.
huh.
How you because in law school you are like your class would be what nearly 60. उसमें सारे 60
Mm.
lawyers हैं, budding lawyers.
Mm.
How do you control them? How do you lead them at one place from another? Something like that. In those lines, I will say.
Right. And can you enlist a few OLQs for our viewers?
I would say initiative, leadership, being cooperation,
Mm.
adaptability. Because Indian Army is not an army of a particular creed, caste, or some area. It has a lot of people from different. You need to be open to all of them. Like I'll just tell you about my infantry only. I was in a unit. Out of the 100%, 80% of them were Hindus, 20% of them were Buddhists.
Oh.
So I had to learn about them also. My religion was their
Right.
religion.
Right.
Nothing
Right.
new in that. And for a small time, I was with men who were purely Christians.
Mm.
So I had to understand their religious thing also. Sunday बैठो उनके साथ मास न्यू
Mm.
ईयर 31st December, before the clock strikes 12, You sit with them, they start playing guitar, verses from Bible, they discuss all those things.
Yeah.
It's very interesting, guys. So like that, you have to be open to everything.
Adaptability.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Captain Himanshu, for sharing your insights and experiences so openly. So you've been incredibly kind and generous with your time and guidance here today. We really appreciate it, and we wish you the very best for your journey.
Thank you so much, Ritu, for taking time, please giving me an opportunity to speak, so that I can also connect with a lot of people.
Yes, no, the
Yes,
pleasure
thank you
is
so
all
much.
ours, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.